Yes, indeed. What's up, world? E-Cussionist is here. Super excited to be bringing you lesson number 9. This is the second trimester in 2024, brought to you by NGO Radio Terra, our best friends down in Brazil. They have aggregated and created this platform on their YouTube channel, which brings a bunch of educators from different walks of life, different cultures, to the platform to foster a safe, creative, and fun space for music knowledge and sharing. This is for all levels and all ages. Music lessons for everyone. Please enjoy. And today, we're going to be getting into playing with the metronome. For those of you who know, you know. For those of you who are new to playing with a metronome, I'm going to give you some tips that I use to make it more fun and make it more effective. Even if you do know how to play with a metronome, maybe you've been playing with it in a standard, traditional type of way where you just try and lock with the metronome and play right with it and that's it. Well, that's a really great way of doing it. Hopefully that will improve your time. But one thing that I have come to understand is that playing in the center of the beat, which is the main goal of playing with the metronome, can only be truly discovered when you compare that to playing super behind the beat or super ahead of the beat. That way you can understand the difference of the way it feels. And that's key number 1. So I'm going to put on the metronome and play down the center of the beat. The center. The way I know that I'm playing in the center of the beat is that while I'm playing with it, sometimes I'm losing the click in my ear. When you don't hear the click anymore, it means that you're playing right in the center of the beat. Let's try and see what it sounds like when we play behind the beat. Now, oftentimes, naturally what drummers do is they have like one limb that tends to rush or drag. Very, very seldom is there somebody whose complete 4-limbed body is playing in the same exact place. Even if those people are technically playing perfectly in the metronome. But in this particular case, I'm going to show what it would be like if I was placing all of my limbs ahead of the beat or all of my limbs behind the beat, and then we're going to start mixing it up to get a more natural time feel. But this is what it sounds like when everything is in front of the beat. Right? It almost sounds like I'm trying to put it 1/16th note ahead of the beat. If I try and play that behind the beat, this is what it sounds like. So this is what it sounds like when you play in the center of the beat. So compare it to what you just heard. Center of the beat. Behind the beat. In front of the beat. All right, now I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to put just my right hand behind the beat. Behind the beat. center. Behind. And I like to put my right hand behind the beat like that because it gives it a slumping, swinging feel in the style pioneered by Jay Dilla. There's a lot of different ways to play like that. I can also put, let's say, my right hand ahead of the beat on this rim shot and create another way to create the Dilla effect. This is another way of also playing ahead of the beat while other limbs are playing in the center of the beat. I'm usually playing in the center of the beat with my right foot and my left hand. You can start to manipulate time with the other hand, the one that keeps the subdivided time. So your right hand or your left hand if you're a lefty. Center. Ahead of the beat. Center of the beat, ahead of the beat. So again, when we play with the metronome, normally we want to, most of the time, keep it in the center of the beat. Sometimes, if we want to create the Dilla effect, we can put our right hand ahead of the beat a little bit on the rim shot, or we can put our right hand on the hi-hat behind the beat in consistent eighth notes or quarter notes. And that'll give us a really cool variety of ways to still play in the pocket, still play exactly with the metronome, but make it more flexible. Remember, we don't naturally just put every single limb of ours ahead of the beat or behind the beat or in the center of the beat. It's some combination of all of them, but the most important ones to keep in the center of the beat is your right foot and your left hand, right? Another way that I practice with the metronome is instead of thinking of this as a downbeat, I think of it as an upbeat. And then take it down. Play with the metronome, but play soft. But keep the metronome. So take it down, right? And then use dynamics, right? We don't always want to practice with the metronome loud, but we do want to practice intensely. Play in the center of the beat. Try and make that pocket nice and fat while still being soft. Remember, if you can play soft, you can play loud. That brings me to this next idea, that if you ever find yourself shifting, a simple flam will get you right back on the center. Because really, ultimately, a flam is like making a wider space on the beat. You're basically putting two beats in the space of one, right? That's a flam. So, versus, you can make the flam as wide as you want. That'll get you back if you're rushing. So, it's really, really good to diversify your practice routine with the metronome. We can displace the metronome beat on an upbeat or a 16th note like I showed you. We can play in the center of the beat with all of our limbs. We can play behind the beat or ahead of the beat. Or we can mix it up. And mixing it up is a more musical approach and can give you that Dilla effect if you make it real. One other thing I do want to mention is that sometimes while playing a slower song, having the click just be on quarter notes can be a little sleepy. And if you want to wake your time feel up a little bit, okay, so let's say we're playing at 80 BPM. We might want to double this and make it 160 so it sounds like dot 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 dot, right? And that will change the way it feels, how we approach the feel. And then one more cool technique, and this is so weird but fun, is put on two completely random click tracks. Well, thank you so much for tapping in with me here. This is lesson number 9, fun, creative ways for drummers to play with the click track and improve their time. See you next week for lesson 10, trimester 2, 2024. Shout out to all my endorsements, Roland Corporation, Pro-L, Icon Microphones, Tamburo Drums, and Roland Corporation. NGO Terra, we love you. Peace and blessings to everybody who tapped in. Love.